Take it away, Erin.
All right. I'm like new to all this Zoom. All right. Are we recording? We are recording. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to the Manifest Wellness series. Today is day 2. It's a series of virtual well-being workshops brought to you by Sprout Creative, marketing for a blooming business. Now, whether you are joining us live or you're watching the replay, we're so excited to have you here. It's really important to have community, especially at this time in our world. So my name is Erin Brown, and I will be hosting you all week for this excellent series. And when I'm not doing this particular thing inside my house, my company is called Hot Red Carpet, and I bring a unique red carpet experience to you. Basically, I work with anyone who is planning an event, whether it's corporate for their sales conferences or holiday parties, or I work with couples getting married or special family celebrations like your grandmother's turning 100. I literally bring you the red carpet because everyone deserves to be treated like a star. It's highly interactive. It's really fun interviews that are all captured on film. And then post-event, you get a multi-purpose piece of video content. So it's really awesome and fun, and I love doing it. But since most events, well, all events that are live in person obviously are postponed, so I'm locked up with everybody else. So it's really an honor to be here, being able to share this information with you, or at least, be the facilitator through it. Christina Curry is the CEO of Sprout Creative that I mentioned before, and she's the power behind all of this. So before I get into the material with all of our two wonderful speakers today, let's bring on Christina Curry.
Cool, thanks, Erin. First of all, there's leaf blowing outside my window, so I'm sorry for this background noise. I guess some people still are able to head out and do their job, which is really wonderful. And I basically put this whole Manifest Wellness together because I started noticing very talented wellness practitioners really pivoting online and sharing this online space and generously offering up their expertise quickly in reacting to this crisis. And I loved what they had to say, and I really wanted to provide a bigger platform for them to really have a larger voice and get out to more people through sort of building a community around it. So within 5 days of coming up with the idea, I had the event posted and my first attendee booked for the event. So I'm hoping all these resources that we're providing you throughout the week are helpful. You find comfort through them and with your family and with your larger community. I'd also like to touch on a little marketing because I am the owner of a marketing agency, and it would be amiss if I don't kind of mention maybe throughout just a note that marketing is not the time to stop right now. It is more important than ever to really engage and maintain that presence. Yes, a lot of it is pivoting online, but that's okay. I think in just the world in general in business, there's a lot of moving and changing and ebbing and flowing through life, through business, through the economy. There's always shifts and changes happening. And I think right now is just a bigger shift that's happening really quick for all of us. And it's a mistake to stop marketing. So don't get left behind in this global shutdown that's happening. Transition into this digital space, accelerate that marketing strategy. And one tip I have is with all my clients I work with, I have a worksheet that you fill out to find your ideal client. And I think because we're all changing and moving online and we're getting our information differently maybe than we did a month ago, your ideal client that you had figured out maybe at the beginning of your business might have shifted into something else. So now is a really great time to revisit that ideal client. Maybe you've branched off and now you have another one. So that's just kind of my tip, and I'll be sharing these throughout the week too. And I'm going to kick it back to Erin. By the way, I'll pop her Instagram in the chat because you have to follow her. She does really funny videos. It's a nice relief to get a laugh during all this. And yeah, so definitely follow her. All right, take it away, Erin.
Thanks, Christina. And I forgot to give you a drum roll.
Thank you.
My band. Yeah, talk about shifts. Like, I no longer carry pepper spray on my keychain and now carry sanitizer. It's just such a weird time. All right, let's get to it. So our focus yesterday was mindset, and we're going to continue the focus of mindset with spirit today, which, body, mind, and spirit, it's just obviously so critical. They're all connected, and it's important to take care of ourselves more than ever right now during this time of health crisis. And before we get to our speakers, I do, Christina and I talked about it, just giving out a shout out. If you guys want to, you don't have to have a drum, but if you want to just bang on your table or clap your hands for all those people that are on the front lines, our medical professionals, the grocers in the store, the truckers, everyone who's out there, the sanitation workers who actually keep the flow of life as we know it today, and they're putting themselves at risk every day to make our planet better. So this is for all those people. I gotta work on that. All right, cool. Little housekeeping. We are not going to be doing Q&A live on this call because we're going to, keep a tight ship. It will end at 1 p.m., maybe a little bit before. But if you do have questions for either one of our speakers or for anyone, definitely feel free to reach out to them. They're going to put their information in the chat box, so you can follow them on Instagram or email. If you registered for this, you get all that information as well. If you can't stick around for the entire thing, do not worry. We will email you a replay of today's session as well as every day's session this week. And I'd love you guys to have some engagement in the chat. If you want to tell me if you're here live, where you're from, give me your name. And I'd love to give you a shout out, like I'm Miss Molly in Romper Room for anyone who remembers that show. What else? Quarantine wins. If you want to share some some little perks that, I'm the type that always finds a silver lining in things. And my silver lining that I discovered yesterday was that there's no longer shame in drinking alone, because we have to if we live alone. And it's fun. I've had so much connection virtually with people I haven't seen in a while. Like tonight, I'm literally having a happy hour with all my college roommates, and we're in all different parts of the country. So yes, we will be toasting each other virtually from our homes. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing that. I've seen tons of that happening online, it's really wonderful to be able to still have that. We're socially distanced. It's like we're really physically distanced, but I think more social than ever. So that's my little 2 cents for you guys on that. And what else? Oh, we've got Clarissa from Long Beach. Hey, Clarissa, we are grateful that you're here as well. Thanks for tuning in. Camilla Williams. Hi, Camilla. Camilla is awesome. She's going to be one of our speakers on Thursday when we have family day. We're going to have kids yoga as well, which that's going to be exciting. I'm pretty psyched for that. Get your yoga mats. Jill Curry is here. Cheers. And wait a second. Are you related to Christina Curry? Who else do we have? Michelle Dykins. All right. Drinking alone. Cheers, Michelle. Go for it. No judgment here. Maddie. What's up, Maddie? Thanks for joining us. She's calling from Milwaukee. This is so badass. Okay. Keep it coming. Please share your quarantine perks or wins or silver linings, and we will talk about that in the break. All right, so I am going to bring in our first person. She is a holistic counselor, integrative wellness life coach. Her name is Ginevra Are Cappiello, and today she's going to teach us EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping for anyone who's familiar with that. I've not done it with her, but I've done it before, and sit back and relax. This is going to be great. I'm excited. So welcome, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Christina. Hi, everyone. Sending you love and blessings from my home to yours. I'm here streaming from Venice Beach. And yeah, as Erin said, I work as a holistic counselor, and I integrate a lot of different modalities, and I try to incorporate as much of somatic practices as I can just because going back into grounding, going back into the body is just fundamental, and it was fundamental before, and I feel like now that we're all at home, having a good relationship with our body and our emotions, it's even more important. So today I'm going to teach about EFT, emotional freedom technique, and as Erin said, it's also known as tapping. The reason I wanted to share about this is just EFT, it's an incredible tool that works both on the body, on the mind, and on the emotional level. So tapping is basically what it is a type of self-administered form of counseling intervention. And it takes from different modalities. So it's very integrative and holistic because it takes from the Chinese meridian system, from neuro-linguistic programming, from energy medicine, and from thought therapy. So in a very short sentence, what it is we tap on different points in our body that correspond to meridian points. So in the acupressure and in the acupuncture Chinese system, as we tap on these points, we basically tap into our subtle energetic body. And we are stimulating energy flow in the body. But at the same time, as we tap into these points, and I'm gonna share an image shortly where in the chat where you can see what these points are. As we tap on them, we're also talking out loud. And what we're doing is we're going deeper into our emotional body, whatever our sensation, our emotions are, and we're getting in touch with those emotions and we're speaking out loud what we're feeling in the moment. And we speak out loud, we get in touch with the emotion, and then we go through a second phase in which we accept the emotion and we accept whatever is coming up for us and from us from a compassionate perspective. And then we reframe our mindset. And I know Erin was saying that today we're focusing on mindset. So we are reframing our thoughts in a positive way so that we can tap into whatever we're feeling in the body, in the emotions, and have some positive thinking at the end of it. So EFT is really a great tool to go from a trigger nervous system, from a sympathetic nervous system when we're on fight or flight, and I'm assuming a lot of us are feeling triggered at this point, or we might be experiencing some fear, anxiety on the unknown, to switch to a parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calm mind. So EFT helps us to switch from one to another. And I'm going to model for you how this works. It's a great tool that you can use at any time if you're feeling triggered or anxious, or maybe have a panic attack, or just have negative thoughts. You could do it to yourself, and in a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, it really helps to ground, settle down those storming thoughts, and just go from fight or flight to calm mode. So I'm now going to share with all of you a file that you're gonna see in the chat. So you'll see here, it's called EFT tapping points model. And these are the different points that we're going to be tapping onto. So we start with what is called the karate chop. So the karate chop is this point on the side of your hand. And there is a script for EFT. There is a different script for any type of emotion that you're experiencing. And you can find a lot of free scripts online, but once you kind of know how it works, you can make your own script and you can adapt it. It's very subjective, right? We all feel different at different points in time. So the way that the script goes is, at the beginning, we tap into whatever emotion we're feeling. And because I'm gonna model for everyone, I'm gonna assume that, let's say we're experiencing some fear and anxiety around what's going on for the global pandemic, and we're all quarantined at home. Some of us might be feeling lonely, but a lot of people I've been talking to, generally speaking, there is a lot of anxiety and there is a lot of fear. So I'm going to model as if what we are collectively experiencing is anxiety and fear. And we do 3 rounds of tapping on the points that I've shown you. So the first point is the karate chop here. Then we go to the eyebrow. So here, between the eyebrow, we're gonna pick one side. Pick your dominant hand, and with your dominant hand, you tap on that side of your body. So eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, on your chin, so under the lips. Then there is a collarbone, so under the collarbone here. And these that I'm showing you, they're all very important points in the meridian system. All of them trigger and increase or lower energy. This point here is very important because it's connected to the lungs. So lungs health is very important for us right now. And then we have this, the thymus. Then we have the side of the arm, and then we have under the ribs. And after we go through this, we go back to the hand. With our dominant hand, we tap on the non-dominant hand, and we tap on the outside of the thumb, outside of the index finger, outside of the middle finger, the inside of the ring finger, both sides of the little finger, and then we tap on top of the head. So this is the complete cycle, right? Going all the way here and on the hand, ending with the top of the head. And what happens as we go through this is one cycle, and we're gonna do 3 cycles. The first cycle is for getting in touch with your emotions and sensations in the body. And these might leave you feeling a little bit more triggered because they're actually getting in touch deeper and deeper with your emotions. And it can be a little bit unsettling. But the second cycle is about acceptance. It's about accepting the emotion that you're feeling, and it's about sort of being compassionate with yourself because you're feeling what you're feeling. The third cycle, it's where the switch, the mindset shift happens, is where not only we're accepting, but we're starting to reframe our experience and maybe even see some positive silver lining in what we're experiencing. So I'm going to start modeling that for you. And as I said, there is a script, but the scripts are different. They change all the time. So after a while that you start practicing, you're gonna see how you create your own script. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. Like, I take an inspiration from a general script for fear and anxiety, but then things are gonna happen in me as I go, and just modeling for you. And then you can repeat from home. And then when you see the recordings, you can take inspiration from what I said and adapt it to your own personal individual experience. Okay, so we start with the card at the top. And the important thing is that when we do the card at the top, we start the script by identifying the emotion and then saying that we deeply and completely love and accept ourselves. So even though I'm experiencing a lot of anxiety right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And we repeat this 3 times. Even though I'm very scared for what's happening around the world, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And even though at times I'm feeling lonely and disconnected, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And after we do the card at the top, we start going here, and we don't repeat I deeply and completely love and accept myself. We only do it when we're at the card at the top and at the end. But here we just go deeper. So this anxiety that I'm feeling in my body right now, I feel it like my chest is closed and tight. It's an overwhelming sense of anxiety. It almost feels like it's swallowing me. I'm not even sure where it's coming from, but I am experiencing this anxiety. I barely could sleep last night, and I wish I could sleep better. Yeah, I'm talking to my friends, and everyone is kind of triggered right now, and it's a lot for me. I want to support them, but I don't know how. Yeah, I guess my anxiety is connected to the fact that I wish everyone could heal and be safe. I really wish people were feeling safe and not experiencing that much anxiety at this moment. Well, I guess we're all feeling the same thing, aren't we? I'm anxious and afraid, and people are anxious and afraid with me. So in a way, I'm feeling lonely, but I'm not just lonely, because everyone is feeling lonely at the same time that I'm feeling lonely. And I guess that makes us kind of lonely together. So even though I'm feeling anxious and scared and sometimes lonely, I'm feeling lonely and scared together with other people. And that's the end of the first cycle. I'm feeling more triggered right now. I'm feeling more anxiety. I'm feeling like, oh my God, there is all this anxiety. Everyone is anxious. What am I going to do? But I already also got to an insight, which is, this is what I'm feeling. This is how it feels in my body. And at the same time, other people are feeling that with me. So the second cycle is going to be about acceptance. So even though I'm anxious and lonely, but other people at the same time are feeling the same with me, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. And even though I'm not the only one experiencing this emotion, I'm still feeling scared and lonely, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'm already starting to feel a little bit more connected to others. Because my anxiety, I'm not the only one experiencing it. We're all going through the same. The whole world is going through the same. We're all home. We're all anxious. We're all afraid. We're all scared. And we're all in this together. It's interesting, my body is starting to feel warm and I'm feeling compassion. Because I'm not alone, really. I'm feeling alone. Everyone is feeling the same. It's almost like if this is unprecedented. Me and my friends, me and my family, and all the people that I love, I am scared because I love them. While really fear is another phase of love. And we're all afraid because we love. So at this moment, I am feeling love for the people that I care about. I wouldn't be scared for them or for myself if I didn't love them and if I didn't love myself. So this was the acceptance cycle. And I kind of went from feeling anxious and afraid to accepting to now I just got another insight, which I actually didn't plan for this. This is happening like as I'm doing it. And the insight that I got is that fear is another phase of love. And I'm feeling scared and anxious because really what I want is for my loved ones and for myself and for the whole world to be safe and happy. And I can't change that, but I'm feeling more love now than fear. Now my anxiousness is kind of transformed into warmth. So the next cycle is going to go into building even more on this positive thinking, which is, so it starts again with a card at the top and it goes like, even though I'm still perceiving fear, this fear is another facet of love. And so I deeply and completely love and accept myself for feeling both things at the same time. I guess it's normal to be afraid because this is a time of big change and there is a lot of unknown. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. It's so human to feel these feelings. And I'm human. So I can only deeply and completely love and accept myself. these feelings of acceptance feels like I don't need to judge myself for feeling afraid. And if my fellow human beings are feeling the same, we're all in this together. If we're all in this together, there is so much humanness and potential, maybe. I guess instead of focusing on my fear, I can focus on the love. I know that fear is another face of love, and I'm feeling a lot of love. And everyone else is feeling the same. So how can I connect to love instead of fear? How can I transform this anxiety into feeling at peace? Peace is really what I want to feel. Love is what I want to feel. And I can feel them because they're part of the human experience. This feeling of love. It's like a warmth blanket that's embracing me. It's like a love bubble, kind of like a big chewing gum bubble that's engulfing me. And if I share with others, I can engulf others too. Kind of like protecting others and protecting myself by transforming fear in love. So I have love in my body right now, and I have love in my heart. And I can blanket myself, engulf myself into this feeling of love and acceptance, and helping others by doing so. And we end, this is the end of the third cycle, we end again with a carrot chop. So even though sometimes I'm afraid and anxious and feeling lonely, I have so much love in my heart, and I can help others. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself because of it. So this is a moment in which, if you've been doing it with me, you can just close your eyes and get in touch with how your body is feeling. Take a couple of deep breaths. Here, let's inhale together, imagining a big balloon that's expanding 360 degrees as you inhale. Then exhale through your mouth, calming your nervous system and letting go. Again, inhale, 360 balloon, expand your chest, and exhale and let go. And welcome back. This is a quick snippet. There is a lot more that can be said and that can be done for EFT. This was like a 15 minutes practice, but it can go on for an hour. Like each cycle can be repeated 3 times or 6 times, like the dropping into the motion cycle, the acceptance cycle, and the switch into a positive mindset, like reframing your thoughts. That's the neuro-linguistic reprogramming that goes on. Each of them can sort of like go on for like as long as you want. And yeah, as Erin just asked, I'd be curious to see how everyone is feeling. Maybe you can write in the chat how you're feeling. If you'd like to know more, please feel free to reach out to me on my website or on Instagram and drop me a private message or an email. And if you'd like to know more, I'd be very happy to coach you through that space. And I'm gonna give it to Erin, and thank you everyone for listening from your own homes. It's been a blessing and an honor sharing this tool with all of you.
Thank you so much. That was perfect. I'm floating. I feel floating. I'm just like, and my feet are buzzing, like from head to toe. Like I'm grounded, but like buzzy, like connected to the ground and also up here. And I love that image of the balloon of the 360, because it's like the globe of we're all in this together. Oh my God, like I can't host anymore. Yeah, some to Aaron says he feels more embodied and more ease in his body. Feels good to have such a practical tool. Yep. Yeah. Grateful. Feeling more space, more peace. Whew. Yeah, I love how you said about humanness too. You use that word human, something about humanness. I was trying to write, but I was trying to be tapping. It was so good. It was such a love bubble. So thank you. Gosh, thank you so much. It was beautiful. What a gift. What a gift. All right. Yeah, anyone else have anything you want to say? Please feel free to put it into the chat. More embodied. I love that. We had a couple more people join us. I wanted to say hey to Matt from Culver City. Nice to have a guy on this. Edna, and who else? So human to feel emotions. Amen. Amen. Okay. Wow. This is Christina put one of her quarantine wins is she's spending less money on makeup. And I thought that was good. People are spending less. I'm just scrolling back up to some of the chat. When I usually do my gigs, when I'm doing red carpet, I'm a little more glam and I have a makeup artist. So I just thought maybe I'll glam it up for this next session and put on some lashes. All right, cool. So I am going to keep this thing moving for our next speaker, DeDee Cai. She is the CEO of Profit Coach, and today she's going to be talking about interrupting unhealthy patterns and learning how to build a profitable and sustainable company in these climates. Like, I can't wait to hear that, because it is the giant pivot. There's so much going on, and it affects us in all different ways, especially, I don't know how many entrepreneurs we have on this call, solopreneurs. I'm one of them, so I'm very excited to hear what DeDee has to share with us. So take it away, DeDee.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am tuning in from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for being here with me. And again, I wanted to take a moment and say thank you for taking the time out. And if you are watching the replay, thank you for spending time doing that as well. I'm super excited to go into just the 4 steps of how to really manage ourselves during this time, of course, being business owners ourselves. So I have a little slideshow to share with you as well. So I'm going to start that and we will get started right away. Okay, so my name is DeDee Cai. You guys have already heard the little intro about me, but I'm really super excited to be here with Christina and all of you, because a portion or half of our brands, Fit to Profit, is all about being well and being well from the inside. And it's a long story of how I really got here today. So I will save you the time. You can definitely check out my information and my story online. But I'm going to go straight into what I wanted to share with you today, which is the 4 important things to really focus on during this time if you are an entrepreneur. So the first and foremost, as you already know, a lot of what's really happening is really within our mind. And when we need to really consider are the 6 things I have written here for you is I'm not sure if you're feeling all of these or at least one of these things. I know I go through a cycle of all of these. For example, time optimization. I feel like oftentimes I am being distracted by all and everything is really happening around me. Okay. And then overwhelmed with like all the information, how everything is changing almost every, I don't know, before it was every week, every hour, and now almost like every time I tune in, there's something, there's an update and not very good news. So as far as really managing your really feelings, I'm not sure if this is, you guys can see the slideshow okay?
We're not seeing it, DeDee.
Oh no. Let's try one more time. Can you guys see it now?
No, hit the
No.
share button at the very bottom.
Okay.
Let the screen that your slideshow's on.
Let's see here. And pardon me, I am, as you can see, trying to learn technology as well, pivoting my business, right? I usually do all of my engagements in person. So this is one of my virtual ones that I'm doing. Let's see. Here we go. I have to share the screen first. Yeah, you guys see at least my screen?
We do. Now we got it.
Yay.
Everything's a work in progress. You got it, girl.
Yeah. So, all right. We'll start from the beginning. And I did something funky to the screen too right now. But anyway, so let's really talk about how we are managing our time, how are we managing overwhelm, and also there's also doubt and fear and procrastination. Those are the most major issues or challenges, and I was gonna say mind challenges that we are going through together. And so what I want to share with you is the most important way to really manage your mind is to really focus on what I want to share with you today is the thought-driven results model. And what that looks like is all of us know, right, that everything happens from a thought, whether it is a result that we really want in our lives or something that we really don't want, it's all thought. So really start with a thought. So for example, if you think of, oh my gosh, I have no control of what's really happening, usually the feeling of you thinking that I have no control is I'm overwhelmed, right? And then from when you are feeling overwhelmed, chances are, I don't know about you, but when I'm overwhelmed, I'm procrastinating or I'm not taking the action that I really need to take, in my life or in my business. And ultimately, if I am not doing anything about it, chances are the results, right? You can guess already, there's no results, there's not much happening. And then lastly, it becomes my thought of, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming, and it becomes my circumstance that I don't have control of whatever is going on. And I want to really spend the most time on this formula, or I want to say this model today, is because this is how we can really manage everything on a very, I want to say, conscious level, right? So what Jean was sharing, awesome work, Jean. I'm like feeling really more grounded and in touch with and connected with everyone else. That's just more of on a physical level and an emotional level. This model I'm sharing with you is more on a really conscious level, because oftentimes we know what we are feeling, but we're not very versed with really figuring out to see what kind of thoughts are we really having. And ultimately, at the end of the day, any result that you have or anything that's happening in your life or not happening in your life, it's starting with a thought. So if you really think about the results, you can start at the end where the result line is, whatever is happening in your business right now. And if it's not happening, you can really backtrack to see, okay, what happens with that? How does it start? Usually, and most of the time, 100% of the time, it starts with your thoughts, okay? So we're going to try it on. I'm going to give you two really quick comparison. We did one on the thought of feeling overwhelmed, right? So let's flip it. Let's see if we can do the opposite and see what happens, okay? So rather than thinking about this is all overwhelming and you have no control, right? What if you choose to think that this is really, like Aaron was talking about, finding the silver lining and all of that. So what is the silver lining? That is really this whole situation, the pandemic, is really meant to teach us how to really reset, right? Let's just think, I'm just thinking that's an optional thought in addition or instead of thinking that you have no control about what's going on right now. So this is meant to be a reset, okay? Chances are I'm already feeling a little bit more calm about that when I think this is a reset. And then I'm feeling more calm. Right. And then the action would be for me, because it's meant to be a reset. So how can I spend more time with my family? So perhaps maybe I'm going to eat dinner more with my family, or we're going to cook more, whatever it may be, the action. And then the result is that I'm feeling more connected. I'm feeling more calm. And in my new circumstances, I'm really making the best out of the situation. Yeah. So I just wanted to really share how powerful it is to really use this model and really consciously manage your thought, because your thought becomes your feeling becomes the action that you take or not take, and then it contributes to you having the result that you want or don't want in your life, and then that becomes your circumstance, and chances are, your reality. Okay. And then that's the major work is there, especially with everything that's going on right now, especially when you are a business owner. This is what you need to know and how really to manage your mind. And the second point that I really wanted to help focus you on today is, guess what? Oftentimes, you may think this is going to be really affecting my business. I don't know what the outcome is going to be like. There's uncertainty, but I have got to remind you to stay connected to your vision, right? Like, what is your ultimate vision? Why did you start your business in the first place? I don't know about you, but most of the entrepreneurs I work with, or even for myself, I'm speaking for myself, that I started my business for a very special reason, that I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to create value in the world. Even if you're creating products versus services and any of that, it's because you want to make a difference in the world. You knew that you were destined for something bigger than yourself, or you wanted to really create that impact. And as much as really figuring that out, I have a resource for you with Start Your Why. I don't know if you have heard of Simon Sinek. He has a really cool TED Talk on starting with your why. So if you need inspiration or you need a reminder of why you're doing what you're doing in the first place, I would recommend to revisit that video. And then what is your ultimate vision of your life? Like, what do you want your business to do for you? And how much of this really matters to you? And of course, I have a resource that's on my homepage. There's a part where we really go deep on really identifying your values and your vision as part of my 6-figure business plan on my homepage. So check that out as well. And then ultimately, how to really stay connected with your vision is, are you really in it for the long-term gain? Right? We all create our businesses with the ultimate idea of having freedom. It could be financial freedom, could be time freedom, location freedom, whatever it may be. Is that a freedom to live the lifestyle that we want to live? At the same time, meanwhile, create the impact that we really want to create with the value and the services that we are putting out into the world. Okay, that's our second most important things that we should be focusing on as an entrepreneur right now. And then I'm going to move straight into our third. Our third point today is focus whatever you do. I know, because there's so much going on right now, rather than thinking about long-term goals, which I know may sound a little contradicting. With your vision, with your why and purpose, that is a long-term goal. However, when it comes to tangible and practical goals, what is your short-term goal? Like, can you set a goal of what you can do in the next 30 days, perhaps 60 days, or even 90 days? And I highly recommend, especially for business purposes, I recommend for you to focus on a goal for 90 days. Then you can really monitor it, iterate it, and make sure that whichever strategies that you are applying is really effective or non-effective, okay? And then take those goals and really break it down to small chunks. How can you work on your 30-day goals? By breaking it down into your weekly tasks. And then from the weekly task, break it down to a daily task. And ultimately, what you should be also focusing on are the 3 things that's most important in your business right now. Number 1 thing is you, right? Like, you're learning so many tools in this workshop series of how to really manage yourself physically. You're using this, thought-driven model to really manage yourself on a mental level. And, Jean earlier showed you how to do tapping to yourself so that you can manage yourself emotionally and then spiritually as well. When you are connected on a level, you are able to really put out that level of work into the world. So you are the most important thing. Without you, there is no business, right? Like, you are your business. And then secondly, what you should really be focusing on is marketing and really thinking about it, target market, right? So Christina was talking about audience. Target market is another word for audience. Like, you have to really focus on your audience. You have to think about like your traffic. How are you really still getting in front of your people right now? What is your opt-in, meaning like what is the option for people to get to know you by sharing something that you already have of value? Things like that. Marketing is very, very key for entrepreneurs right now. And I'm going to have a whole blog about, am I heartless for selling right now during this pandemic? And the answer is, you already know the answer to that. So really focus on marketing right now. And last but not least is sales. Sales comes with strategy calls. Can you really master your skill in those conversations? How are you really converting a stranger to becoming a client? So these are the 3 things that you should really focus on, really create short-term goals on all of these 3 areas, okay? And then last but not least, we all know it's very good to have a plan. It's all really good to know what you need to be doing. At the same time, you have to get support. This is when we lean into each other. And thank you, by the way, Christina, for really putting all of this together. Is all of us are so talented. All of us, business owners or not, or even like a mom, I have 100% respect for you. You are talented in a way of really managing this all together. So get yourself some accountability. Whether you have a friend, you have a mentor, coach, whoever it is that can really check in with you on, I want to say right now, weekly basis to see that you are on your task for your short-term goals. And I don't know also about you too, one of the biggest things that I learned in having my own business for over 5 years now is to learn to ask for help. You have to call on your people. For example, like I call on my husband every single time when, of course, like I have a toddler, she could be making noise upstairs right now, but really I communicated that, listen, I'm going to be on a workshop for the next hour. Please help me out. Make sure that the noise is on, the lowest level possible, things like that. Like really be able to ask for help at this moment. And then last but not least, I'm here for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Send me a note. But I have an email list where I share many, many resources on effective planning, time optimization, money, and also fear management, and so much more if you would like to stay connected. But I'm super excited about just really getting all this information out there because to be honest, managing your mind is super important. The second thing is to make sure that to focus on short-term goals, make sure that you get accountability, and also know what it is that is really, getting you down, and really use all of your resources. And that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you.
Hey, all right. There's your rumble, DeDee. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I love how you said it. It just begins right here. Begins with me.
Yeah.
Without you, there's no company. There's no anything. Right? It's so good. And thanks for all the tips. There a lot of stuff is going on in the chat. Thanks, Jen. I'll tell you where I got them offline. I don't want everyone walking around with these glasses. I'm kidding. And what else? There was just so many good things in there. I love how stay connected to your why, and in this moment where we all have to make a giant pivot in some area of our lives, especially, you know, the big one being quarantined to an extent. You know, there's changes, and getting in touch with like my intention is so important. My mission is to bring joy to the world. I mean, that's just as simple as it gets. And, you know, I might do that by bringing a carpet to your party or hosting one of these things. And if anyone does, you know, have a company where they want to bring more stuff virtually online and a smooth way to do it, I'd love to talk to you about it. Christina Curry, I don't know if you want to get back on, Christina, and tell them she's an amazing producer and pulled this thing together at rapid speed.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Look for an email. I'll have the videos buttoned up and emailed out. I'm dropping them into a YouTube channel so you can easily share them as well. Check your junk folder. My email is going into some people's junk. And we'll talk about who is tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow's gonna be body, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tomorrow the focus is on body, and I'm trying to find the speakers for tomorrow. It's Elle Brown, right?
Wear a workout outfit.
Huh?
Wear a workout outfit.
Yeah, so Elle Brown, she's a fitness coach and photographer, and she's gonna help us find strength in our bodies. And Cami Cross, she's a yoga teacher. So get comfy. I'm probably, huh?
She's doing a sound bath.
Oh, she's doing a sound bath. Dude, I did a sound bath on Sunday. They're so relaxing. Yeah, and also tomorrow is April 1st, April Fool's Day. So we've got some fun stuff going on for you. So you're not gonna wanna miss it. Maybe a fun raffle. I'm gonna wear a wig because it's Wednesday and April 1st. So it's Wig Day Wednesday. If anyone wants to do that, maybe you'll even get a special prize.
Ooh.
We're just talking things that are, you know, on the black market from Trader Joe's. That's your hint. That's your hint. Pass this along. And I'm just going to take us out with a little, I don't pose as a professional drummer at all, but it does definitely help me, my djembe drum, especially during this time. And if you guys want to just, you know, tap on your table, I do a thing called affirmation drumming. My drumming teacher taught me, Curtis Bird. You can check him out online, or Beats RX. And you just, because the drum is really, you know, it's our heartbeat. It's tribal. So I just kind of sit here. My neighbors love it, I'm sure. You can just feed, you can say it out loud, or you can say it in your mind. Relax, just breathe. Everything's gonna be all right. Relax, just breathe. Everything's gonna be all right. Be calm, okay. Everything's gonna be all right. Be calm, be cool. Everything's gonna be all right. Follow us on Instagram. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Take a dance break. Take a dance break. Everything's gonna be all right. Take a dance break. Take a dance break. Everything's gonna be all right. Come off video. Come off video. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. European time, yesterday Australian time. You guys, thanks for tuning in. We hope this made you feel a little better, brought some levity to your day during this time. Pass the word. We'd love to have you back. It's going to be great. Thursday is family day, too. All right, take care. I'm Erin Brown. Thanks for having me.